Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or
Cast.
Cast.
Good morning.
That's a good one. I'm happy with that one. Tonight, we're going to be doing 2 hours of Rime of the Frostmaiden, followed by a little bit of a break, and then 2 hours of Archipelago of Madness, which is a mini-series that we're doing right now in Rio's homebrew world, which I've been having a lot of fun starting with. So with that,
Cast.
if she is willing, it seems that our audience and group favorite for all of these lovely recaps is Helena. Would you mind starting us in?
I would not. Thank you so much. Okay, so we were all like back in Bryn Shander. We're at the Witch's Teat, sleeping on the floor like you do. And we wake up and we're getting ready for, I guess, our funeral for our fallen brothers. So Tempest is like, hey, Z, you can go loot the bodies now if you want. And he's like, cool, I'm on it. And then, wow. And then Altus, she asked Altus for a little help writing a eulogy about Quill's big asshole. But Altus kind of does a classic writer trick and is like, it should come from you in your own words. You should say what is important to you. So, so that was nice. And then Helene comes in and she's like, okay, we're ready when you, insert accent here. I can't do it, but Helen, we're ready. And she had gathered some of the townsfolk together, and we saw the speaker was there and the sheriff was there. Our old friends Garrett and Keegan were there from Targos. And then those people that we helped that were like affected by the mind flayers signal were also there. One of them was missing. We did not investigate which one. Probably won't now. And really, Finnick was the only one who knew all 4 of them anyway. But obviously there's a loose end there. And then also Keegan gave us an amazing sculpture of our party as promised in a beautiful obsidian stone.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt. I completely forgot that whole thread until you did it, so it was perfect for me.
Yep, I think we all did.
It was a lovely surprise by our lovely DM. Okay, so then they say a few words, it's awkward, people cry, and then we send their bodies off into the smoke. So then we're like, okay, we need to get to work. We don't want to feel our feelings. So we're like, hey, speaker, do you have any work for us? And she's like, I got repairs. That's about it. We're like, okay, we don't want to do that. So we go looking for Valin, and we're like, hey, she needed that book. She was super cute and cool. Let's go find her. She's nowhere to be found. But who is to be found is a young druid woman named Iselle. And she's like at the Witch's Teat, and she's looking for Hugo. Oh, wait, has Hugo been gone this whole time? Oh, yeah, he has. We were all grieving and we didn't realize. And so she's like, Hugo, hello. And so Mala is like, hey, girl, I know him. What's going on? And she's like, I actually am really worried about him. I told him in great detail where this place of power, Jarlmoot, is. And I thought, we were going to go together, but he's nowhere to be found. He obviously went without me, and I'm worried about him. And we're like, rookie mistake. Okay, of course we'll help you. We got to get our friend, our new friend. So we hit the road. We make a little stop in the ruins of Targos to kind of brood a little. And then we keep going. We hike up this little embankment, and there's this kind of like flat area with these 7 huge thrones. And Iselle was like, this is a place of great power. This is where the Jarls come back to be judged on the full moon. And also, girl told us she was used to be part of the Tiger tribe and left because of their increased violence. I mean, I can't handle another female going betraying us. So she was upfront about that, at least, I guess. So there's that. Anyway, so we get to this place. There's the thrones. Z's like, he kind of goes in between two of the thrones, and then boom, he sees the apparitions of frost giants sitting in the thrones. They see him immediately. Snap. This one in dragon armor is like, snap, snap. He summons a couple of. First, it was a
frost giant skeleton.
Then we got an invisible stalker, and we took them out, and they applauded us, of course. They saw what we were capable of, and then they disappear, and then one of the thrones lifts up, and there's this cool staircase that leads down. And then we all look to Ysel because she's like not doing any help during these battles. And then all of a sudden she's like, I will not fail you. And now she's charging towards us, the staircase. I don't know.
And that
Women
is where
be fickle, I guess.
and that is where we are starting tonight. Please roll for initiative.
It's hard to roll for initiative with the giant knife handle sticking out of my back, okay?
As always. It's all the scar tissue back there. God.
I'm super prepared, but has anyone seen my dice?
Aren't they on your desk
No.
where they should be?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to use the wonderful service that is D&D Beyond to roll my dice for me.
Hey, shameless plug.
And yes, we are open D&D Beyond to,
And I am just as funny as Sam Riegel. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
3.
Sorry.
I heard a 17, and what was that, Helena?
9.
9. Okay. All right.
Because I didn't want
Excellent.
to have to decide what we were going to do about this.
Altus and
There's no choice.
Malai?
Mine is
23.
rolling. Oh, I got another. Oh, wait, that's a 7. So it's 6. I thought I got another 0.
Probably doesn't get to go this round.
All right. So as she is charging towards you, Altus, how do you start us off?
As she's charging me?
She's
Or
charging
us?
towards the circle.
Did she move at all, or is she's just where she's at?
She's where she's at. She is in motion.
Sweet.
Well, and she's the only threat right now? I'm assuming she's trying to attack us.
Where's the... I'm sorry,
Right.
and where is the staircase? Which one is
The staircase is underneath this throne here. I will I'll open up a
This
little
one?
other section of the map so you can see it.
Okay.
Okay.
She's got to get through us.
Yeah, she do. Okay. What can I do right now that's going to... Yeah. I'm just going to flip around and she's going to take a guiding bolt to the head, hopefully.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me your roll.
Get it.
That's a 25 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Yeah.
That's 14 radiant damage, and the next attack gets advantage.
Excellent. All right. Is that all you can? Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. As she begins charging towards you, you hear a growl from around the side of one of the thrones. As she takes her motion forward, a winter wolf slinks around from the side.
Those are a lot less whimsical than they sound.
Fantastic.
And
I don't want to have to kill the wolf.
I don't
it
want
is
to hurt
going
Ghost.
to attack Tempest.
I'll take it.
And that's going to be a 24 to hit.
Yep.
All right, that's going to be 13 piercing damage. And I need you to make a strength save for me.
What?
Oh, because wolves knock you prone.
13.
Okay.
14. 14.
Okay, you're good. All right, you met it. You are not knocked prone. And she is going to move her foot forward. And as she is running, you see her shift from her current form into a second wolf.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, what?
Another winter wolf or just a big wolf?
Just a big wolf.
Okay.
So the plan
She's
I was
going to-
formulating in my head, just out the window.
Attack Altus.
You mean Z?
That is Z. You are correct. Apologies.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say that's me.
I was like, wait, it can fly?
She
It
has
just jumped really high.
more skills up than you realize. All right, that's going to be a 13 to hit.
Nope.
All right. And that is the end of their turn.
Okay.
That's going to bring us from them down to Z.
Okay, because I really don't want to get locked into this thing. I'm gonna do Shocking Grasp. So it's a melee attack, so I have advantage on this, right? From Jake's
Oh, because yes,
Lightning bolt?
because of that, yes.
bolt, yeah. Oh, that was horrible. I got double sixes, so that means does a 12 hit?
No, it does not hit. That's going to be a miss.
Oh,
Anything else on your
shit.
turn?
No.
All right.
I stare menacingly, even though I just missed.
All right, that's
Stick
going
my
to bring
tongue
us
out.
down from Z to Tempest.
Okay, I am going to rage and take 2 swipes at the wolf. Oh, one of them is a nat 20. So that's going to be
Full damage plus roll.
and then the second one is a 10 plus 7, so 17 on the second hit.
Both of those will hit.
Okay, so we've got full damage, which is going to be 12 plus 6, 18, plus 2 more rolls. 18 plus 10, 28 plus 9. Oh my God, 28 plus 9 is 36. And then I'm going to add another 6. So that's 40,
37.
30. Okay, so 37.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm bad at this. That's all plus my D6. So 37 plus 6 more.
Dang, okay.
Good Lord.
So that's
Jeez.
43. So 2
right.
swipes with the axe. Psh, psh, and then my aura now does, and I didn't talk about this, my aura now does a lightning bolt to someone in my aura. Bzz. Oh, wait. Did I rage on this turn? So actually, I can't do that 6 damage. Sorry. Because I have to
You
rage
can add the
first.
6 back.
Oh,
Totally
wait.
fine.
Maybe it happens on my first. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. Okay, we'll keep it for now. You let me know if that changes or not, and we'll go down to Malai, unless you're going to move.
No, I'm good.
Okay, go ahead, Malai.
Okay, Mala is going to move here. And I'm going to punch this wolf many times. Going to miss with an 11. Probably going to hit with a 23.
That
And as
hits.
my bonus action, I'm going to probably hit with a 25.
Both of those hit. Give me the
Okay.
damage.
9, and 12. And just a reminder, as a secondary effect, she now has disadvantage on any attack that does not target.
Okay. Excellent. And as you do that, this wolf, unlike the other one, lets out a whimper and turns back into Iselm, who is now before you, looking very angry. Molly, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. Action, bonus action, movement. Yeah. Well,
all right.
She's small now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move.
She's regular size, medium.
Flank her. So
Okay.
that.
All right, Altus.
She's now down to person size.
Yes.
So I'm going to. Oh, the range on that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to turn to her and cast Hold Person. Can I get a wisdom save, please?
Yes, you can. That is an 11.
That does not pass.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Paralyzed.
Okay, so she is now stuck between both of you. That angry snarl still on her face as she is unable to move any part of herself. Altus, anything else on your turn?
As a free action, I'm gonna kind of yell, "I'm holding!"
Yeah, you got super lucky there because she doesn't have a bad wisdom. Iselm is still stuck, and that is the Winter Wolf, who, seeing his compatriot trapped by all of you, lets out their cold breath onto Tempest and Altus. Can I please get a dex save for both of you?
It's 12.
Okay.
Can I re-roll for any reason?
No.
Okay.
You know what, Jake? I
8.
think you can re-roll.
Oh, thank
8.
you.
Yeah. So that means that between the two of you, Jake take 15, sorry, Altus take 15 cold damage and Tempest take half that as it opens its mouth and a torrent of ice just spreads from those jaws.
So
And
I'm half of 13.
You're half of 15. So 7 for you, 15 for Altus. Altus, can I also get a concentration check?
Yes. What does that look like?
It's going to be a D20.
I normally don't do concentration spells. That's a 15.
Okay, you're good. All right. That is going to be the end of their turn. Actually, this one's going to come here. And that'll be down from them to Z.
Okay. Z is good Lord. Let's see, he's gonna panic and he's going to do a guiding bolt on whatever her name is, the wench.
Iselm.
Okay, range spell attack. Advantage because of Molly. Although
But then disadvantage because
ranged,
it's
yeah,
range.
yeah, exactly. Yep. That is a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay.
After
Use
I
that.
see,
Go ahead.
after I see Z hit her with with something as a free action, can I shout like, "Don't kill her yet"? Yet being the key word.
Reaction. Don't kill her yet. What the hell is wrong with her? Why'd she do this?
I have so many questions.
Never trust the tiger tribe, apparently. Now that's been duly proven to us.
15 radiant damage.
All right. Excellent.
Sizzle.
You see her grit her teeth as best she can in the paralyzation. Is that the end of your turn, Z?
I like seething through my teeth, yield.
Tempest.
Like,
As
tell
a
her
free
to
action, Z, can I yell at you, out of the way?
I mean, sure. If
She has disadvantage on the opportunity attack, so.
Yeah, but the wolf's got one on me too, so.
But you can leave, if you go straight back, you can leave her square without leaving its.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, Tempest.
Okay, take a couple more. Oh, and the damage for my storm or holds, except I forgot he gets a dex save to take half.
Okay.
So there's that from last time. And then, okay, but I'll take 2 swipes with my axe.
Okay, he got a 9 for his save, so I think he still takes that full.
6 then, full damage. Okay, and then my 2 attacks, that's going to be a 21 and
Hits.
a 18.
Hits.
Okay. It's going to be 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 12. 20 plus my D6 if he wants to make another dex save.
All right. Next dex save is a 17.
Okay, that one makes it so that's only 1 extra damage. So that's 21 damage from those 2.
All right. He is looking really rough. One of his legs pulled up as he's rearing back for another attack. Malai?
All right, so I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And make sure I have my distances right. Excellent. I need the Winter Wolf to make a strength save.
That is a 13.
That does not pass.
Okay.
Because I have a very good intelligence. And so I'm going to lightning lure him, which draws him 10 feet towards me and into Yselm.
All right.
And then he takes 1d8 lightning damage.
All right. Give me the roll.
2d8 lightning damage. For 12.
The wolf dies mid-pull as you move its lifeless body, knocking over Iselm as she is now prone on the ground.
Does she
All
take
right.
1d6 damage from Winter Wolf's body?
No. Anything else on your turn, Molly?
That is all I can do.
Altus.
I'm going to continue holding the spell, and I'm just going to walk towards her. I'll go here next to Z. And the wolf is down, right?
Yeah, the wolf is gone.
Okay.
Just a big hunk of wolf flesh now.
Ooh, flesh.
And
Slammed
then-
against the side of one of the thrones.
Skin that wolf.
Yeah, it looks like someone in the party is getting a new blanket tonight, huh? Oh, that was really sad, actually.
No, I hate
Winter blanket.
What are you going to do, bud?
I'm gonna hold the spell, and then I'm gonna frustratedly and angrily ask, "What are you doing? Why are you attacking us?"
Right. Anything else?
No, I'm just gonna keep holding.
All right. It is her turn, and that was a 18 for the save.
Oh man, I think that saves.
Oh man.
It saves.
All right. So she uses half of her movement to get up and is going to move back one.
What the what?
Opportunity attack.
Go right ahead.
Cha
I'm
cha.
not used to doing this. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. And I believe that's her full action to break out of that. So that is going to bring us from Iselm down to Z.
All right. Z is going to remember that he has powers that he never uses, and he's going to point a finger at Iselm and now with force in his voice say yield. I'm going to cast command on her.
Okay. As you go to cast command, bringing up your hands to do so, the words leave your throat, but there's no power behind them.
What?
Nothing happens.
Okay. Then we're gonna move up here so we can at least keep an eye on her. Maybe.
I'm sure there's a logical explanation, but also shenanigans.
Command goes awry so often, I feel like.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right. And that's going to bring us down from Z to Tempest.
Okay, I am just gonna sprint full tilt at her and tackle her. So what should I roll for that? Athletics?
Go ahead. It'll be contested.
Man, that dice hates me tonight. Okay, so that's going to be, what did I get? A 6 plus. Oh my God, athletics. 3, so 9. Ugh, rough.
So she ends up with a 10, which I thought was was going to knock her out, but no, she's still standing. All right. Anything else on your turn, Tempest?
Can I make a second attack?
Remind me, everybody, does the second attack from the barbarian rely on the first attack, or is it just straight up second attack?
No, it's extra attack, so
you can make a second attack
as long as you attack the first.
Well,
This wasn't an attack action.
Yeah, I'm going to attack her.
What did you do?
Well,
The tackle?
She just tried to tackle her.
Yeah, no, it still counts because a shove
Great.
or something like that is it's an attack action. It's confusing, but it does work.
I'll take it. Go ahead and roll the attack.
Oh God, 7 plus 4 is going to be 11. So probably not.
And that's
Wait, no,
bonuses.
that's with my 7. Sorry. 4 plus 7. No, that's right. 11. No.
Okay, that does not hit. She's still locked onto you with how you tried to tackle her, and she's able to just jump out of the way of your axe as you swing.
Okay. And if she wants to make a dex save, I'll try and hit her with the lightning.
Okay.
For 1 or 2 damage.
All right, that is a 19.
Okay. 1.
Just as the static shock comes out and just a little spark, it does make her jolt. And that's going to bring us from Tempest down to Malai.
I would like to spend the first few seconds of my turn welcoming our viewers from our friends over at Meat and Friends, which is another Twitch channel that is becoming friends of ours.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Hey, guys.
We are part of the Friends of Meat now.
Mead, M-E-A-D. Mead
Oh, okay.
and Friends.
Awesome.
Meat?
Friends of Meat and Friends.
I haven't had good meat in too long. I'm going to fix that.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right. I'm going to activate my, as a bonus action, my strength for my armor. And then I'm going to attempt to grapple her because that seems to be what we're doing. So that's 17, but I add my intelligence modifier, which is 4, so 21.
Okay, so she got a 15 to contest you. She is grappled.
All right.
She's
and then
too
I'm
focused
going,
on Tempest, and you get the lock on her.
and then I'm going to try and subdue her with a fist once she is in my arms.
Okay, go ahead.
That is a 24.
That will definitely hit.
For 12.
Okay.
But I am not trying to kill her. I'm trying to drop her to 0, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Okay, excellent. That's going to take us from Malai up to Altus.
How's she looking?
Still not terrible. She's definitely taken a lot of hits. You can see that she's beginning to weaken in her struggle as she fights against Malai's arms, but she's still kicking.
As she's struggling, I'm going to, what's my, okay, yeah. I'm going to move here and I'm going to cast blindness on her.
Okay.
And I need a con save.
That is a 17 for the con save.
God, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Can I re-roll something?
I decree.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Altus?
Yeah, I don't want to kill her. I just want to subdue her. But apparently that's not D&D.
I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah, you see the darkness of that blindness begin to cloud her eyes, but she's able to, by sheer force of her will, push it off. And we are down to her turn, and she's going to make an attempt to break the grapple. That is a 19.
That is a 16 plus 4, 20. Whoa!
Okay.
Oi,
That's
oi,
all
oi.
that she can do in this current position. So that's going to take us down from her to Z as she screams and struggles, trying desperately to get a mark on you.
Okay, we're gonna throw. Oh God.
Does anyone have a sleep spell handy?
I don't think so.
I don't want to kill her. Apparently, we don't want to kill her. So
Tempest wants to kill her, for the record.
Well, yeah, naturally.
I didn't want to kill the wolf, but I'll kill her.
Has Tempest ever met someone who has attacked her that she hasn't wanted to kill?
This and she.
okay.
It's not cool. We were gonna help her. She tricked us out here. I'm not happy.
Can I get an int saving throw from her?
Yeah. 14.
That just meets it.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
She's still just standing there struggling, screaming her heart out as she tries to get away. And we are down. Tempest. What do you do?
Okay, so attacking her with my axe while she is being held, is that feasible or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get advantage.
Yeah.
I do.
Avoid it. So
Great. So I'm going to scream, "What the hell is wrong with you? We were trying to help you." And I'm going to attack her twice with the axe.
excellent.
So that's going to be an 18 plus 7 for one, and then an 11 plus 7, 18
Hits.
for the second one. And we're going to do pew pew, 2d12s. It's going to be a 1 and a 12. Great. 13 plus 6, 12. 13 plus 12, 22, 25. And then dex save from her and for my lightning.
All right. The dex save is a 10.
Okay, that is not going to make it. So she takes 4 more. So that's 29.
As Tempest lashes out on her, both of the axe marks striking home, she looks up as if she's about to pass out, and the lightning comes from the sky and removes her from the board.
Bye-bye.
You're out of combat.
What comes out of the sky?
The lightning.
We just lost Jake.
We lost
is
Jake,
gone.
which means that we may have lost Twitch as well, so we may need to pause.
Yeah, Twitch is freaking out like crazy.
Yeah, I think something was wrong with his computer.
Okay. I'm going to pause. All right. So as Tempest brings down the 2 axes, Iselm looks up, rage in her eyes, with so little fight left in her, but she's still clenching, trying to pull apart the arms of Malai behind her. And then that bolt of lightning emanates from the field around Tempest, and her eyes go blank, her body falling slack in Malai's arms. You're out of combat.
Hold her. Hold her.
Oh,
I am currently holding her, Altus.
Thank you, Malai. Keep doing that. Z, ready. We may need some backup. Tempest, I know you're ready to go.
what the hell is wrong with her? I was just stomping
I-
around.
Walk over to her and I cast Spare the Dying. The creature becomes stable.
after being dead.
Unfortunately, in this case, nothing happens.
Magic no works on her, even in this
It
case,
leaves-
maybe.
What does your Spare the Dying look like, Altus?
To me, because I use so many like necromancy spells and everything, and it's black, I feel like I would touch her, and then black would come up and then come to me. That's kind of the opposite effect of what I do.
As that power begins to spread out of your hand, this bright white chill emanates from her body, almost burning your hand with the ice and forcing you to take it off of her body as it still lies limp.
Altus, should I continue to hold the corpse, or is it all right to put her down?
Do you feel that, Malai? She's cold.
I am in between me and the corpse. There are several layers of burnished steel. I do not know if I would be able to feel such a thing through my armor, but she does not feel particularly cold to me, good sir.
I look at Z and I asked for that one.
She's dead. Just drop her.
Malai gently puts her on the ground.
As you do, the skin emanating from where she was touched for the healing, spreading outwards, all begins to freeze and crack.
I stomp on it. That cracked part.
Where you hit it on her hand, it shatters into ice.
Wow. Ugh.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I've seen something like this before?
Sure.
Or if I know of something that would do that? That's a 20.
You can't pinpoint a specific spell that would cause something like this, but it's definitely clear that whatever happened to her is magical in nature. But no written spell has that effect.
Hey, Jake, you are 5th level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have access to 3rd level spells?
We're 6.
I do.
We should be 6, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to, you said she's brittle like ice?
Yeah.
Is it possible to stomp on the neck without shattering the head?
This is getting real gruesome. Yes, probably. I would ask for a dex check just for aim. Oh, I did not think I was ever going to have to describe that.
Can I use logic and understanding to make an intelligence check instead?
Nope, it's about aim.
Do you want to tell anyone else what you're doing?
No, I'm just going to roll with it. Oh, 19.
Okay,
Minus
yeah,
1
you
18.
were able to sever the head from the frozen body
And then I'm going to pick
without
up the
damaging
head.
the head.
I'm going to pick up the head and put it in my bag and then say, tomorrow, Altus, as a follower of divine magics, you should be able to prepare Speak with Dead, and we can get our answers out of her regardless.
My eyes start to light up and you start to see me get really excited. And I go, a wonderful thought. A wonderful thought.
All right. As you now have the severed head of your former opponent in a bag, the wolf's body cooling against the throne, and no more foes in sight, what would you all like to do?
I start skinning the wolf, muttering angrily to myself.
This round is good. This round is going way darker than normal. That's
Hey,
yeah.
we
I
had
think
PC deaths.
That's true.
We're in the dark, gritty arc.
That's
right.
No holds barred.
Yeah.
And Malai's chewed neutral, so he doesn't really care about the dead. So
We're free falling.
We don't. We need to go explore, but should we rest here so that we're fully prepared for whatever's inside? We don't know what's ahead.
And if Altus rests, we would be able to talk to her before continuing deeper in.
If we go into the circle, do the giants reappear?
So they departed after the throne lifted.
Are we worried about that throne going back into the earth?
I don't think so.
I would be.
I'm not.
Well, I mean, even if it does, we know the sequence of events that lead to it opening again. And now that we know what the situation is, I can prepare better to better prepared if it happens again, if nothing else. Oh, we could put a stick in the doorway, so if it tries to close, the stick will stop it from closing.
I think a stick's gonna break with a giant slab like that. But
between me and Tempest, we could get a small tree of some kind that might hold.
All right, is that the plan?
Sure.
Yeah, short rest, and then we'll go in.
Okay.
Do we need a long rest?
Oh, you want to do a long rest?
Well,
I mean,
he can't change his spells until we long rest. So,
all right, sure. Let's booze it up. I got that fire, whatever.
All right, so first,
so I'm going to
Tempest, give me a survival check as far as skinning the wolf.
Okay, do I get a bonus because I got fancy tools now?
Are you?
You can add.
No. What the hell? No. Okay, forget it then. 15, not too bad. Plus 3, 18.
I'll give you an extra +2 for your fancy tools. Not
Thank
quite your
you.
proficiency, but they are well crafted. And an 18 was plenty anyway. So you were able to get the full pelt off of the wolf. It needs to be still cured and treated in order to really function as a coat or anything like that. But it is in a single piece and ready for treatment or sale. All right. Anything the rest of you are doing before you go down for your rest?
Tempest, do you want to help me put the tree in the door?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to cast Enlarge Person on Tempest. And myself. So we will now be really, really big and go grab a tree and uproot it and put it in the doorway.
All right. As you're enlarged, it's easy enough to do. Both of you kind of have to squeeze to get between each of the thrones as you go out. But at the base of this, on all sides, are trees that have been withered by this long winter, so they're not difficult to pull up from the ground, covered with ice at their roots. As the rest of you begin to lay down to rest, so the tree lodged underneath the throne. And are there any preparations you're making for the rest? Anybody keeping watch?
I'll watch.
I need to sleep, so I'm gonna hop out of Atlas and get some sleep, dropping my enlarge spell, obviously.
Excellent.
How long can you keep it up for me? I kind of like it.
Let me check. That is.
Altus is watching hardcore.
And does Malai have winter clothes for outside of his suit?
Yes, the ones that I got when we first met.
Excellent. And then where are all of you sleeping?
I can concentrate up to an hour on it.
It's not a big deal.
This is the entrance right here.
Sorry, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like inside the circle is probably safer from ambush.
It's not a full moon, is it?
No.
Oh yeah. What's? Can I roll survival to see if I can remember what the moon would be tonight?
Mm-hmm.
20, dirty 20.
It is a waxing gibbous tonight.
Cool.
Ooh, that is impressive that you pulled that out of your ass, Coulter. I love that.
Yeah, so you know that in this world, as far as things go, that does give you still at a minimum 2 weeks before the full moon's going to happen. Not quite the same as Earth Moon, but.
So right in front of the staircase then. Oh, wait, what if someone comes out? Maybe we want to just be in like this.
So I'm thinking like maybe
corner.
here, like, yeah, like
Okay.
inside the circle still, but like between a couple of them or something.
All right.
We need a druid wizard combo like over in Osrin, so we can just sleep wherever we want.
Yeah, the hut would be very helpful right now. All right. As you all lay down to rest, you see the aurora beginning to fade above and can hear the sound of the stone moving. And as it comes down, it slams on the tree trunk and comes to rest with an opening to one side. All right.
Very nice.
Okay. Any watch or everybody sleeping?
I'm watching.
Okay. Excellent. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perceptione. 15 plus 0, 15.
Okay. It's quiet around here. You are far away from the paths that any of the nomads take. You're far away from the 10 towns themselves. It appears from all that you can see that all of you would be nearly the only living beings in the area aside from those crows that have been watching since you got there. All of them still in the trees around, not fluttering, not flying, resting on the branches and focused on your group. And the watch itself is quiet. All right. Is anybody taking a second watch? Are you waking anybody up, Tempest?
No.
I can't see in the dark, so.
All right. So as Tempest lays down to sleep, all of you now going down for a rest after a difficult battle and yet another betrayal in the Great North.
No, I'll stay up, but I just won't wake anybody else up.
Okay. You won't get a full rest then.
I understand.
Okay. All right. As the rest of you slumber, Z,
Yes.
you wake up in a void. On all sides of you, it's pitch black. It's cold. There's no sense of sound or movement or wind. Just emptiness.
Hello?
As you call out into the darkness, you see off to one side, there's this speck of warm light. You can almost feel the warmth emanating off of this red-orange glow as it starts to become larger.
I attempt to move towards it, I guess.
Okay. Walking through the dark, it's almost as if it's coming to meet you. It's closer, faster than you would expect it to be at the pace that you're moving. And before long, the feeling of walking on nothing is replaced by the feeling of stone beneath your feet. Patchwork cobbles becoming rough-hewn, becoming solid as you reach this near disc of stone in the middle of the emptiness. And at the heart of it is a hearth. It's a half arc coming up from the stone itself, blackness in every other direction, with a gentle crackling fire lit inside.
I keep my distance from it, but kind of look around and maybe move around a little bit.
As you explore the space a little bit more, it seems that the stone begins to stretch in every direction, almost filling up what used to be this void, and turning just outside of the light of this fire. There's the motion of something immense. It's graceful and it's quiet, but it's just too big to miss the movement. And you can see, almost as if it's a trick of the light, this glint of fire on copper as it surrounds.
I probably would like ready a spell.
As you begin to prepare, in the moment of a blink, the noise stops, and you're no longer in the void, but the stone has come up around you into a room with a thatched roof, the fire warming it all around, and a woman's voice says from behind you, "I'm sorry if I startled you, but I thought it was best if we met alone."
I'll spin around and who are you?
As you turn, there is a middle-aged woman dressed in peasant clothes, but they don't look like the peasant clothes you've seen recently. Not like what you would find in 10 Towns or in any of the areas that you've explored since you've been on this plane. They look like something that would be worn by someone from your home. She sits at a plain wooden table, a chair adjacent to her pulled out, and she gestures for you to take a seat.
I take a seat, but like sitting on the edge, like ready to run if I need to.
There's no need to be afraid. I understand this is all very strange, and you are very far from home. She gives a knowing smile at this.
How do you, who are you? How do you know me?
I like to think that I know all of my children, especially the ones that go a bit astray.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
Think of me as a part of home. You've come to try to worship one of the gods of this land. He expressed to me his gratitude, but that he felt that perhaps you didn't belong to him.
Why?
You are not of this land. You are not of these people. You are a community all your own. I will not force you to change. And if you would like to stay a follower of Tyr, then I will support you in that. But if you would like to come home to me, then I will do my best to protect the community that you have formed.
Home. It's been so long. You can help me protect these people?
It is my duty to help protect community in all of its forms. And though you may be far from where you started, I think perhaps the home that you formed here is stronger than the bonds that you came from. And I take much joy in seeing you find that. And she smiles and she slides across the table to you an octagram that glints in orange and gray. It's a traditional symbol from Eberron, the symbol of Baldre, goddess of hearth and home.
I'll take it and grab it in my hands and say thank you.
The decision need not be final, but I will be here. Just follow the light.
Thank you.
She smiles and says, oh, one more thing that I think might be useful. And she reaches into the folds of her dress and out of a pocket pulls the scale of a copper dragon. Just a thought. And she drops it into your hand.
Thank you.
She smiles broader as the heat and warmth and light begins to increase in the room, nearly taking it over entirely. But the warmth comes to you without pain. And as you wake up, it's now morning. And the chain around your neck holds the octagram, a copper scale in your hand.
Ooh.
Okay.
You don't want you.
Put the scale in my pocket and I'm gonna get up.
All right. As it is morning, the rest of the evening had passed without incident. Tempest, the crows are almost eerily still. They did not move from the moment that you noticed them to the moment the others begin to wake up.
I will. Never mind. It's too. I will forfeit a couple of those rifle bolts to shoot them at them just to get them to disperse.
Yeah, it works. You aren't able to hit any of them, but each time that you hit a branch, all of the crows on it disperse into the air, coming down to gather on another branch nearby.
Marley shoots up and goes, combat, combat. And he's like trying to get Atlas to start up.
No, it's just Tempest. Pink Tempest.
Oh, well. Cheerio. Altus, if you want to prepare your spells, I'll get the head ready.
Indeed.
Did anyone else have any weird dreams last night? Or
Oh, yes, terribly. I was being consumed by a custard.
I didn't realize owlbears made custard, but okay.
Owlbears?
Didn't you grow up with owlbears?
Oh,
Yetis.
no, good sir. Yetis.
Yetis.
And to be honest, I've never had a custard. I just read about it in a book once, and it terrified me. So much jiggling.
Gotcha.
All right, how are you all starting the day? Altus, are your spells prepared?
I do believe so.
Okay. Are you all starting by approaching the head or by entering the space?
I assumed the plan was to talk to the head.
Okay. Yeah, it's still dark out. You haven't reached that time of the morning where you get into those twilight hours. So
I will start a fire.
Right. Go ahead. And Altus, when you are ready.
Malai, may I have the head subject head,
There you go.
I take the head over to one of the thrones and rest it on the ground against the throne itself. I sit down in front of it and I reach out and I cast Speak with Dead.
As that necromantic energy flows out of you, wrapping around the head itself, you see the peaceful look worn in death turn into an angry grimace as Iselm looks up at you, unable to look in any other direction from how you've left her.
As she looks, I giddily, being quite excited, bring a finger down as to center her attention and calm her down a little bit. I ask her, who are you really? Tell me everything of who you are and your purpose.
I have told you who I am. The voice becoming gravelly and deeper from the destruction that you've caused her. I am Isilm Bloodfang, and I come from the tribes of the north.
What was our purpose to you?
Your purpose was to die.
Why?
I think Aldous has to ask.
Why did you need us to die here in front of the giants?
It is her will.
Can I make a religion check to make a supposition that I, as a player, may have made, but Malai wouldn't?
Sure.
Yeah, can I make a history or religion check to surmise who that might be living in 10 towns for a couple years?
Okay.
21?
Yeah, go ahead. And religion and history. What was the assumption that you were trying to find? Like, what's the question you're trying to get an answer to, Malai?
Not a question. I was just going to have Malai go, oh, she speaks of the Frostmaiden. Because of the frost on her body and the fanatical worship.
Yeah, 21 would let you connect the two of those things.
She speaks of the Frostmaiden, the great blesser of winter.
I spit on the ground.
Oh, my.
And
She wants us dead?
You guys upset the great goddess of the north.
I turn to Malai and I say, that's been 4 questions? I'm trying to think out loud. I think I just asked
3
4
questions currently. Because the first one was kind of a run-on sentence.
I turn back to her and I say, what would have happened if you had us killed here yesterday?
reclaimed by the ice.
Right, that makes sense. We would have been dead. All right. Is there anything else we definitely need to know?
Should we ask about that staircase?
Yes, ask about the true purpose of Jarlmoot. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. But we now know her purpose. She was sent by the goddess Auriel to kill us, even though I've been a faithful follower of hers for many years.
No.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Well, I had Yetis to protect me.
She's gonna show us herself. And I stand up and I pick up her head and I pop it under my arm and I start walking towards the stairs.
Okay, so you have one question left, and it's going to last 10 minutes total. I'll go ahead and say that since all of this transpired pretty quickly, you've only used 2 of those 10 minutes.
Cool.
All right. So are all of you heading towards the stairs?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Do it.
Excellent.
I'll go first. Oh, thank you.
All right.
As we go in, Z gets this weird feeling, and he gets a sudden urge and places his hand on Tempest's shoulder and whispers something, and something will happen later.
You can just say you're using guidance.
I'm
Stop
not using
flirting with
guidance.
me.
No,
All right.
it was like a brotherly protection. Like, I'm here to help.
My corpse isn't
Oh, wait.
even.
Yes. Oh, someone's getting in touch here.
No, that's not what Tempest. No. You know you're not my type, Tempest.
We'll see.
And then Coulter, I would like to cast detect magic on myself as we enter, not as a ritual, but just as a spell.
Detect magic, or is that what you said?
Detect magic, yeah.
Okay. All right. To your left, as you enter this dark hall, is a closed stone double door with no handles or hinges on this side. To your right is a curved tunnel blocked by an iron gate that has 1 foot square gaps between its horizontal and vertical bars. The iron hinges on the northern side of the gate indicate that it swings inward. Situated in the shallow alcoves at the far end of this hall are 6 braziers, each one in the shape of a 4 foot tall, 2 foot wide stone urn held snugly atop a 5 foot high clawed basalt pedestal. Carved into each urn is a rune. Above the alcoves looms a stone archway into which some words are inscribed.
Anything magical?
All of the urns themselves are faintly glowing with magic, but it appears that they're inactive.
As we start to take a look around, I present her head, and I kind of turn it towards me, and I say, what dangers await us in here?
That's a pretty good question.
I know not where you are, imbecile.
Bitch.
I just drop her head.
Ugh.
To be honest,
All
that
right.
does make sense. She did seem quite surprised when we actually opened the tomb.
She should have heard stories or legend of some sort. She
Do you
was
think-
stabbing at guesses.
Did she lure us here because she thought those Jarls were going to take us out?
Someone to do her dirty work for her.
So, because if she didn't know this was going to happen, why else would she have brought us here?
It's a fair guess.
Also, there was a posture check a little bit ago, but I didn't want to interrupt your questioning.
Posture check? Oh.
Thank you, Darcy.
Check my posture. Thank you.
Oh, he's being nice to you because he has enough points for lose the glasses, but he's not taking it.
Oh no.
All right. What are you all doing now?
I want to examine the writing above whatever this archway is. Archway is here, right?
Yeah, it basically goes like across the space, and I realize you cannot see where my mouse is. It goes basically across this space.
Okay. Oh, so the
entry
urns
to
are
where the
underneath.
braziers
Okay,
are. What languages do you speak?
Common, abyssal, draconic, and deep speech.
It is not in any of the languages that you speak.
Do I
Yes.
recognize it?
I speak Common, Dwarvish, Giant, Primordial, and Yeti.
It appears to be written in the Dwarvish alphabet.
Oh, but it is not Dwarvish.
It is.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
As you read it, kind of watching as the lines themselves trace over this archway, it appears to be a poem. It reads, "Snatch a scale from a sleeping worm, against the blowing wind stand firm. Climb a mountain with a stone in your shoe. On little feet, death comes for you. Be the arrow that starts the war. Let life's blood fall till it falls no more."
I just read that out loud.
And I will put it in the chat for all of you.
Does that make any sense to anyone else? No? All right.
Not a thing. Are we the tiny shoes? Are we dying?
Well, scale of worm might reference either a purple worm or some kind of dragon, perhaps? Which chat did you put it in, Coulter?
I put it in the Roll20 chat. I'll put it in the Zoom chat as well.
I tried to investigate how to open this grid.
Are you looking? Are you looking at the bars or the stone doors?
The bars.
Okay. So these are bars that are they're like 1.5 feet wide. They are monstrous. They're solid, and it's a little difficult to see where the tops and the bottoms of them are, so they seem nearly flush with the stone and the ground itself.
And the hinges are on the stone doors. The hinges that indicate the doors open inward.
There are no hinges that you could, see all the stone doors. There are hinges that you could see on the other side of the gate, saying that it would open inward.
Oh, okay.
Can I examine the urns?
Sure.
Like, are there markings on them or pictures or?
You got it. Each of the urns has another dwarven rune carved into it.
Hey, Malai.
Yes.
What are these runes?
What are the runes? Do I need to make a check of some kind? Hello?
Go ahead. You can actually just read them straight out. So this one here is the rune for worm or dragon.
This one says dragon.
The next one is vind or wind.
This one says wind.
This one is fjell or mountain.
This one says mountain.
Next one is dod or death.
God or death, or just death?
Dod or death. So the dwarvish word and then the translation. Krig or war. And live or life.
Well, it seems that to follow the poem, we would need to put a dragon scale in this first one. The second one has something about blowing wind, climbing a mountain in your shoe. This one with stone, or mountain, I'm sorry. The next one is death, which that one is concerning because little feet. And then be the arrow that starts the war. Does anyone even have any arrows? And then the last one involves blood of some kind.
He's going to go
life.
up and prick his finger and drop some blood on this one.
I don't know if we shouldn't do them out of order, though.
Right. As you drop the blood into the vessel that says life, it bursts into flame, the brazier lit.
Oh, fantastic. Yes.
Okay.
Does anyone have an arrow?
I have bolts, apparently.
Yeah, crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Well, we can hope that that's good enough if you want to drop one in this one.
Yeah. I walk over to it and I throw it in.
The crossbow bolt disintegrates as it illuminates in flame, bursting out like the previous one. The room now becoming brighter and warmer, beginning to shield you from the cold coming in through the open door.
I put Esel's head in the death one.
Immediately consumed by the flames as 3 of the braziers are lit before you. You are muted.
I look around.
I'm going to run back out of the tomb, grab one of Yasalm's boots, plop a stone in it, and throw it in that one.
You put a stone in the boot?
Yeah.
And put the boot in the brazier?
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
I pick a stone off the ground
cute.
and put it in the brazier.
Nothing happens.
Mountain.
I take the boot out and I get the stone out of the boot and I just put the stone in it. The stone from outside.
Tell me the word again. It's the word for stone or mountain?
Mountain specifically.
Snow. Do we go get snow from the hill outside?
Try that. And then I'm going to blow furiously into the one about wind.
On the first breath, it explodes into light.
Okay, I fall on my ass as
As that was happening, I'm running outside and grabbing like a huge handful of snow. I run back in.
Go ahead.
I think, and I dump the snow in it.
The snow sits.
Tempest.
I take my shoe and knock it over to see if there's any dirt or pebbles that were in my shoe.
Mostly snow and twigs you were kind of on the river on the way here. Not much beyond that, as most of the rocks that you could have stepped on were frozen underneath the ice.
Can you describe the braziers again? What are they sitting on top of? Like a pedestal or anything? I'm sorry.
Yes. So the braziers are sitting on top of clawed basalt pedestals.
How tall up are they?
So the braziers are, the actual bowls of them are about, I believe it's 9 feet up. So it was a reach to get to any of them. Because it's 5 and then 4.
Do one of us stand in this one?
I don't know if we want to.
So you've now lit 4 of the 6.
I mean, to be honest, we're going to be in trouble as we do not have a dragon scale, and none of us are draconic. Oh, Z, can you become a dragonborn? And can we remove a scale from you?
Dragonborn aren't related to dragons.
All right, but I'm trying here.
Regardless,
This is true.
Z's gonna walk up to that one and pull something out of his pocket and throw it in.
It illuminates, bursting into a deep orange flame before returning to the color of the others.
What did you do?
Remember I said I had a weird dream last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that didn't answer any questions, but we'll continue on.
All right. There's one brazier left unlit as you stand
Right.
in the empty
I'm gonna get
rooms.
I'm gonna get out of Atlas, and I'm going to just stomp my own foot in the boot into the brazier. I've already lost an arm. It's fine.
As they help you get up to the brazier, nothing happens.
Okay, so we.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh, you, sir. Well,
We placed some fun things that people could do in the Twitch
glasses
chat, and one of them was removing glasses. So we'll see what I can read from here on out.
You're all hideous. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the only thing.
I would say you're hideous too, but you have 4 heads right now, so I'm not quite sure.
Wait,
That is a
Selena still has a head?
loyal viewer.
Okay, so Tempest, you check these bars. Did we check these doors?
No. I can.
I'm gonna go check the door.
Check them doors.
They feel solid. You can't see the hinges. Are you trying to open them, or what are you doing when you check them?
I'm gonna regret this. I'm just gonna open it. I'm fed up with this already.
Okay. So when you go to push it, it doesn't open like a door you would expect to, as they are large stones. If you try to push harder, I need you to make a strength check.
Okay, and I'm going to get advantage on that by using my Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
And if you want, you can have me roll on Wild Magic, or you can wait. It's up to you.
I will have you roll on the Wild Magic.
Okay, so with advantage, that is that's an 11.
Okay. So the door shakes and has a little bit of give, but does not open.
Okay.
Upon seeing that, I strut right up and help you.
And that's a 1. So, oh my God, why?
Ooh,
why?
You're burning.
Could I get the door for you? Probably not. I rolled a 7.
He's too busy, like magic's going out of control right now, so he's not paying attention to you because he rolled a 1.
Oh gosh, let's get that Wild Magic table roll, please.
See what that is. Oh my God, my eyes.
He disappears. See, this is not the time.
I mean, I do disappear because I teleport up here. And
Z sneezes and pops out of the space, finishing the sneeze at Malai's back. What do you do next?
What the fuck?
Did you mean to
I'm
do
out
that?
of ideas.
Did you mean to do that, or did the door teleport you?
No, that was me not being able to control myself.
Oh, you should. If you're going to be a spellcaster, you should be more in control.
Z throws you one of the deadliest looks that you've ever received from anyone.
I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see.
Ever. Tempest, maybe try again, or can we work together maybe?
Yeah.
Because we think it gave, right? Like it moved a little bit.
It did move a bit.
Okay, so if I help Tempest, can she get advantage?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as you
Tempest
push
helping you.
on the door beside her.
Finally. 17 plus 3, 20.
Excellent. Between the two of you, the doors both swing open. Tempest, yours flies into the wall next to it as Z's budges about halfway. And in the room beyond, go ahead and reveal that.
Treasure.
This chamber holds 4 large wooden chests with iron fittings and built-in locks. Hanging from a hook in the middle of the ceiling, 1 foot in diameter is a ring with 4 1-foot-long iron keys and a single 1-foot-long silver key dangling from it. So there's a
Thank you so much.
big ring
Glasses
on a
back on.
hook.
Oh man, now I have to find my glasses. Where did I put them?
Has anyone seen my glasses? Our
Well,
local Velma.
I just realized everything on my desk is also black. So without my glasses on, it was all just one black expanse that I couldn't see.
I called a DM mulligan to be able to read the screen. I was like, I'm not going to be able to describe this room. All right. So that is the space that you are now all in.
All right. How high up are the keys?
They are. Let me double check what the height is here because I don't want to give it the wrong option. Uh, 30 feet. 30 feet up.
Oh, damn.
So
Okay.
29 because they're hanging a foot down.
Okay. Any thoughts on how to get those?
I might have one. Can I aim a guiding bolt at, or not guiding bolt, what am I thinking? Yeah, can I guiding bolt the chain where it hooks to the ceiling? Or whatever's
Sure.
using it to bolt it down?
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
Of all the things for me to nat 20.
Yeah. So the guiding bolt flies from your hand and hits the rock where the hook is hanging, and the entirety of it comes crashing down to the ground, the rock shattering, and the ring of keys laying on the hook on the floor before you.
I believe we should be more careful. We are literally tomb raiding right now, and I'm getting very nervous.
I should have mentioned that I was going to do that. Is everybody okay? Okay. Well, problem solved.
Or problems beginning.
Or both.
I pick up the keys and try to open one of the chests.
All right. Do you use one of the iron keys or the silver key?
Can I make some sort of check to determine what looks like would fit in that?
I will
Chest?
say all of the chests, which you can just see openly, all of these have iron fittings.
Okay, so then I use one of the iron keys.
All right. The key does fit in the chest. And as this one opens up inside of it on a tattered, what used to be fine velvet pillow, sits an elven arrow.
Does anyone care about an arrow? It looks like it's probably supposed to be fancy.
Well, to be honest, we didn't even have an arrow between us, so
I wonder if this is for the braziers. Eh, I open the next one.
Inside this one, on a similarly ratty, tattered, formerly nice velvet pillow, is a dead, snowy owl frozen stiff.
Well, that's somehow worse. Next.
Okay.
well, but
Right.
death. It's a dead owl. We put a dead head. So we just need to find whichever item we're missing. To keep opening things.
Oh, yes.
Next.
The third chest is empty. And on the center of the pillow is an indent, as if an object once lay there.
Okay, last one.
Hopefully we don't need that one. Hopefully we figured that one out.
Yeah.
And in this one is a fist-size, bluish purple stone, much like those often found on Kelvin's cairn.
But I want to keep it. I try to slide a hand it into my pocket.
You want to roll for it?
Yeah, I mean, I intend someone to catch me, but I'm going to try that.
Tempest, we need that.
Ooh, I rolled a 19 though.
Yeah, give me a
Tempest.
give
All
me a
right, I'll
perception,
just-
somebody else.
It's all you,
All
buddy.
right.
4.
This is going to be at advantage for anybody that's checking because she did do it right in front of you guys.
I open the chest and I'm like,
I got a nat 20.
Okay, yeah, Z, you immediately see Tempest trying to palm the rock.
Tempest, we can go to Kelvin's cairn and get another one, but I think we need this one for this.
I give it to you.
I would just like to point out that I too miss home, but we can't. We're doing something.
I take it and put it in the last brazier.
All right, as you all return to that room, placing it into the last brazier, there's an audible click, and then as the gates swing inwards upon themselves, and that curved hallway that you saw upon entering is now opened.
Can I just point out how close we got before we even found the keys to the puzzle?
I was very
can't believe we did
surprised.
that much.
I did not think the rock was going to be the sticking point.
There is a silver key. I'm going to tuck that in my pocket.
Well, we should just bring all the keys, Tempest.
All right, all the keys. Fine.
These are two.
No need to be upset. I'm sorry.
There are two more of these stone doors like you saw in the previous room.
Chef.
All right,
Best.
give me that athletics check.
I'll help.
14 plus 3.
All right.
17.
That is enough for the doors to swing open. A large oak chest with silver fittings stands against the wall directly opposite the double doors. A gold key sticks out of the chest's built-in lock.
What are those circles?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Can I
What circles?
can I get the description one more time? I'm sorry.
Sure. So a large oak chest with silver fittings stands against the wall directly opposite the double doors. A gold key sticks out of the chest's built-in lock.
I approach the
Whoa!
chest.
I check for traps. Investigation.
Go ahead.
Well, that is a 19 plus 4.
It seems that there is definitely something to the chest itself. It's hard to tell what exactly the trap is, but it does appear to be trapped.
Hey, Coulter, are we supposed to see these giant axes on the left-hand side of the screen? Nope.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There is definitely a trap of some kind. If you would like, I can attempt to disarm it.
Please.
All right.
And I apologize. There is a trap related to the chest. It does not appear to be on the chest.
Okay. Can I go to wherever my investigation showed me the trap and attempt to disarm it?
So yes.
Okay.
How long was your detect magic still up?
10 minutes.
Okay, I screwed all this up. I apologize, guys. That was
No,
a little
no
bit of a
problem, no
snafu. There is a pile of enchanted battle axes leaned up against the wall.
Okay.
And you can tell using the detect magic in your trap that they are connected to the chest.
All right. So those axes are somehow connected to the chest itself. I believe that. And so I can determine with my investigation check that there's no way to disarm it. We just have to trigger it, or.
Yeah, I mean, that's the option is whether or not you want to trigger it.
So we either trigger the trap or leave now without finding out what's in that box.
And we all know that's not the option. we're going to take.
Oh my.
I approach the chest.
All right. It still has the golden key sticking out of the keyhole.
Does the key, besides being golden, look any different than the other keys?
No, it actually looks identical to the other ones.
Maybe try the silver key as opposed to the gold one.
I take the gold one out, put the silver one in.
Okay.
Well, what if that?
It's too late now. I did it.
Okay, so the chest does click open, the top raising on its own, and inside, held by a wooden brace, is a horn of blasting.
No trap.
Another weird thing. God.
Clanking begins on the wall where you saw the enchanted battle axes as they raise into the air, coming alive.
Put the other key in. Put the other key in.
Okay, I do that.
I feel like it's
Put
too
the
late.
golden key in?
So
Maybe
I
it stops
shut it,
Maybe it
Uh-huh.
shut
stops
it, take the silver key out, put the golden key in.
Okay. Do you turn it?
Yes.
Okay. As you turn the golden key, a 10-foot square doorway appears in the wall above the chest. And through the doorway, you can see the center of the giant's thrones.
What?
It's an exit?
Yep.
And the axes are still axing or what?
The axes are beginning to float into the
Oh, no.
air.
Oh
You
no.
can roll for initiative.
Okay.
So because of the blessing that I gave you, Tempest, you have advantage on initiative.
Oh, okay. Did not
I
help.
like the picture, like your vision briefly goes like purplish before you battle happens. So it's like a little insight.
Cool.
It's your spidey sense.
Kind of.
Teefy sense.
All right, go ahead. What do we got?
I got a 10.
14.
Oh my god, I got another 7.
Way off.
All right. All right. So we have Altus starting off the round.
Oh. Do you swing at a battle axe? Do I blast it with magic? I can't say I've ever just fought against a weapon.
I mean,
We just want to run for it?
In a very confused state, Altus is gonna go for a spell and stop, and then go again. And I'm gonna try to toll the dead.
And
And the battle axe make a check.
okay. I don't know if you all can hear me, but I lost audio entirely because we cannot make it through tonight.
We've still got you.
we can hear
Okay,
you.
so I heard Jake because my headphone connected automatically to my phone after my other one died. So you cast Toll the Dead, and I will get you a save from it.
A wisdom save.
It's going to be a 4.
It's
Checking its
not
immunity.
pass.
I think this will work. All right, give me that damage. And can you tell me which of the several battle axes you were going for? There are 6 of them.
I would have done the bottom left corner one, the one that would have
Okay.
been like straight near
Got
us.
it.
It's going to be 2d8 for the failed save. 8 damage. 8 necrotic damage. So onto a freaking battle axe.
Yeah, there's a clang that rings out in the room as the metal vibrates from the bell ringing, but the battle axe does not fall out of the air. Z?
Okay. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Shatter.
Okay.
I'm going to center it right here. So the 10-foot radius should hit this one.
Basically all but the last one, right?
It's a 10-foot, so it should hit 4 of them, basically.
Okay, great.
Top
Awesome.
4. So I need a con saving throw for each one, please.
All right. We got a 10, 6, 14, 8.
One of those will pass.
The 14. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
14 will pass. The rest of them are all going to take... the rest of them are all going to take 15 damage.
All right. Excellent. All of the basically all of those ones that took that damage are starting to waver in the air.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. It's made of inorganic material, so that they all have disadvantage, actually. So can you give me another one for that one?
Yeah, definitely. And the second is a 12.
Okay, so that fails. So they all are going to take 15.
Excellent. So all of those ones look as if they're starting to waver in the air. The height of that they're flying is beginning to become irregular. All right, who's next? We got Tempest.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to this one. I'm a rage. I'm gonna hit it twice.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's gonna be an 18 plus 7 and
Hits.
a 9 plus 7, 16.
Hits.
So that's 2 of these babies. 12, 24, 30, and then it deck save. On the one in
That
front?
one's dead
Oh, it's
from your
dead.
attack. Yeah.
Okay, so
Do you
then
want to have to make a deck save? Or
Yeah.
a different one? Okay. Okay, that's going to be an 8.
Nope, 6 damage.
That one's down. Hell yeah. All right. Anything else on your turn, Tempest?
I'll move closer to this one, I guess, too.
Okay. Excellent. That's going to bring us to the battle axes.
Well, for the record,
To
I did my wild magic roll and it was not a 2, so
excellent.
just to keep it above board.
Okay, so each one of them is going to attack one of you. This first one is going to attack Malai with advantage, and that is an 18 to hit.
Will not hit.
Okay, the next one is going to attack Altus. 18 to hit again.
That hits.
All right. 9 slashing damage to Altus as the axe comes down from the ceiling at you. 18 to Z.
Yep.
All right. And 10 to Tempest. 3 slashing damage for Z.
Thank you.
All right. That's the end of their turn. Malai?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Trying to decide if I have any ranged or group attacks. I don't think I do.
You got one on either side of you right now.
Yes. Is there any way you could... Okay, I'm just going to attack the one I have advantage with, Altus.
Okay, great.
I'm just going to do that. $17 and 21
Both of those will hit.
for 7 thunder damage and then max of 12 thunder damage.
All right. That one falls to the ground with a clatter, a cracked and regular axe. Anything else on your turn, Molly?
No, not at this time, no.
Altus?
I'm going to. Oh, I just had it. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Divine Favor on my rapier, and then I'm going to swing said rapier at the one that's directly in front of me,
All right, go ahead.
or rather next to Z, as I'm, you know. That's going to be a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So 11 plus my extra radiant damage.
And even with just the 11, that one clatters to the ground.
Woo.
Anything else on your turn, Altus?
Can I still have my movement. So I'm going to move. Here. I'll move around here.
Okay, go ahead.
And then attack this one as a no, because I already used my bonus action. Never mind. I will go there.
Okay, excellent. From Altus, we are down to Z.
You got 2 left.
Yeah,
Okay.
dropping like axes.
Eh.
Okay.
We're kicking their axe.
Oh, that was a better one.
That was better.
Wow.
Gonna
So sorry, I
ask.
was distracted. I'm gonna do. Let's do something fun. We've never done this before. I'm gonna do magic missile.
Okay. Excellent. Which one are you casting it on? Or are you splitting it between them?
Splitting it, so the top one's gonna take 2 hits.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 4 plus 9 damage.
That one's gone.
Okay, and the bottom one's gonna take 4 damage.
All right. That one is still up, but is beginning to
No.
waver. And the top one gets pinned to the walls by the missile itself and makes a screeching nails on chalkboard grinding sound as it slides down into an inanimate object on the floor. And from Z, that was Tempest.
Oh, no.
All right, I stomp on over to this one to wax.
Sorry, hold on.
Axe on axe. What's up?
I got another wild magic roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hold on.
oh no. Okay.
It's not Z's day. I'm sorry.
Tell me what the roll is.
If I'm reading that correctly, 00 resets, right?
I think you roll again.
If you get what 00, you re-roll that.
Like
die?
0 on both?
No, I got a 00 and I got a 7. So is that 7 or do I re-roll the 00?
Well,
That's-
00 is a 7.
Yeah. So you
00
cast
what's up?
Fireball as a 3rd level spell centered on yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Fireball?
everybody make a dex save if you are within range of Z.
I would
The
like
range.
So
to, as a
sorry.
reaction, cast Absorb on myself.
All right.
Okay, has a
What's-
3rd level spell, right?
Is it all of us? Probably.
Double check the range on it, but I believe so.
It's a 20-foot radius.
So if you are the center, that is going to be everybody but
Altus.
everybody Altus. So yeah, Tempest and Malai.
Got a
Right,
And the
guys.
axe.
A 15?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to roll that damage.
Does the axe have to
6.
make the save too?
Yeah, the axe also does.
Hold on.
Accidentally
6.
kills the axe in the process. 4 for the axe. So that's going to take full damage. The axe
Accidentally.
is statistically, it's impossible for the axe to survive this. So you will take out the axe.
That's 22 damage if you're taking full, guys.
Okay.
It's fire damage.
What's
Yes,
the
ma'am.
save, Z?
My save is 14.
Okay. So I take half damage and then I had resistance. So that's 11. So that's down to 5.
Okay. Tempest.
I take full, but then I have it because I'm fire resistant.
Okay. Excellent. And as the fireball clears, the axe disintegrated in front of Malai. You are all out of combat.
Mala
That's a
immediately,
new reaction.
Mala immediately turns to Z and goes, "Brilliant plan. Risky, but brilliant. Why didn't you do that from the beginning?"
I did. Kind of. Sort
I mean,
of.
when there were more axes.
Not as much. Just don't worry about it.
Oh,
And Z is going to look like really embarrassed right now.
Yeah, singed and all.
Yeah, he's
I
not.
go up and give you a brotherly pat on the shoulder, a little winky, and
Like
then
little sniffle. Like, thanks.
okay, so I go back, I put the silver key in the chest and get the horn.
Okay, so you now have a horn of blasting.
Do we have to get proficient in that?
No.
A magic item.
it doesn't even
No,
require
just
attunement.
tools.
So we could have used the horn on the axes, maybe. Oh well.
Man. I don't think any of us were thinking of that right then.
In front of you right now, the room is empty aside from this chest. The door to the outside is still open, and the hall behind you is still open.
We ready to go?
Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay. All right. As you all make your way through the portal out from the chest room, it places you into the center of the ring. Whoever's going first, there's nothing that indicates that there's a portal. As soon as you're there, everything looks normal on the outside until somebody else emerges from the air behind you. The trees around you bristle as all of the crows at once begin to take flight and head north, cawing as they leave the space. And that is where we'll end tonight. So thank you all so much for joining us on Twitch, especially with all of our myriad of technical issues tonight. We really appreciate everybody's patience. And thank you so much to our patrons, to Scott and Sparky, and I'm scrolling down, David, Daniel, Rio's mom, Alistair, and Sean. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate your support. And we will, if you're watching us on Twitch and you're planning on staying up a little bit later tonight, we'll be back in about half an hour to 45 minutes with a 2-hour session of our mini series that we're doing right now. It's Rio's homebrew world in Archipelago of Madness, and we're going to be having a special guest star on that one tonight. So we look forward to it. I think that's going to be a fun game. And without any further ado, our current tagline is wishing Rio a very happy birthday.
No, we don't have to use that one anymore.
No, just kidding. We wish you all friends, fun, and natural 20s.
Even
Good
though
night,
she did pay us money for you guys to say love mom, so I guess
Cast.
cast.